Fønix is the Vekoma Wildcat coaster in the most northern Denmark theme park, Fårup, Sommerland. This is going to be my Fønix review because of me and Will. It's only me that's been on Fønix. And yeah, I'm going to go through everything and I'm going to give it a rating at last. Fønix opened in 2022. It has a track length of 2,900 feet, which is roughly a kilometer, a height of 131 feet, which is 40 meters, speed of 60 miles per hour, which is 90 kilometers an hour. Free inversion being a corkscrew through the station, a stall loop, and a fast-paced heartline roll. And 14 airtime pops. All of Fønix airtime pops are ejector. Sadly, pops, there's no sustained ejector airtime, it's only ejector pops. It has a chain lift, and the cool thing about Fønix is it has two trains. It has a red train with some yellow on it, and it has the train I like the most, the yellow train with some silver on it, which is really cool. 4 cars, it's 16 riders per train, and it has a capacity of 900 riders per hour, which is pretty good for a small theme park, kind of like Fårup. I mean, it's not small, but it's small compared to a lot of other parks in Europe and USA. But the rider count is fair. It's not too long of a ride, but it's also not too short, which is a good thing about Fønix. So I'm gonna go through Fønix queue real quick. It doesn't really have a queue. It's just a few cattle pens. You go up, walk up a set of stairs, and into the station. The station is themed though. There's like bird cages. There's like torches. And of course, that station flyby corkscrew with a huge net under it, which is really cool. But it has the same thing, kind of like as a boomerang does. When people are screaming through that inversion, it is loud as hell in that station. Even the ride ops cover up their ears every 40 seconds because if a train goes through. Fønix has vest restraints, which are the new gen Vekoma vest restraints. They are really comfortable. They kind of feel like the mock lap bars, but they have like a vest. But the vest doesn't really touch your body. It only touches your shoulders, and then it goes down into the lap bar. So the comfort is nailed. It is so good. Top restraint by far. It's really good. It doesn't like minimize your airtime or anything at all. Also, Fønix has really nice colors. They have a like teal green track color, which blends in with the trees because it's located with trees all around it. It's in a little section of the park, and it has white supports which make it stand out. Pretty weird for a Fønix themed coaster because other Fønix themed coasters have had blue track. So now I'll be going through the layout of Fønix. So out of the station you can already see the switch track to the maintenance bay, but you're gonna head straight into a little drop. And what's cool about this drop is it's not really banked, so you get a lot of lateral G-forces at the bottom of that, especially in the back. You're then going to enter your 40-meter tall lift hill, which is at a pretty steep angle, I'd say, like 50 degrees or something. It's pretty steep, like you're staring up at the sky. When you're at the top, you have a drop that twists subtly in the lower half of the drop, which actually goes in a little portion that's a little bit underground, so the drop is actually taller than the lift hill from the bottom to the top of the lift hill. It then has that stall loop where you think you'd get some good air time, but really it's only like 2 seconds of hang time. And yeah, nothing really else. It doesn't do anything. It's just there. It's a cool start, but it needed to be more forceful. Maybe they could make it a little bit more stalling time, because it's only like 2 seconds. Like, it's not a lot. You whip down to the side, which is one thing. This coaster has a lot of subtle whips to the opposite side, which is really good. It gives this ride a great whiplash, a great sense of everything. And of course, this ride is so smooth. It does not even shake. It is by far the second smoothest ride I've ever been on. The smoothest ride, of course, being Fly Fantasyland, built by Vekoma as well. But it is fantastic how Vekoma have figured out a way to make their rides this smooth. They're unbelievably smooth. You then have a little twist up into a camelback, but then you twist to the right again, which is kind of like ejector time pop, and then you like twist and get that whiplash moment, which is like, it's cool. But if it was a normal camelback, you would get that sustained ejector airtime, which this ride sadly doesn't have, which is really a thing. Like, this ride doesn't have a camelback that gives sustained ejector. Then you're gonna enter your second inversion, being a really fast-paced Heartland roll. I believe the train is all through this Heartland roll within 3 seconds. It's so fast that you don't even lift up in your seat. That's how fast it is. Like, when you're upside down, you're still like up against your seat. It's so fast, and it's kind of forceful too. And the bottom of the drop is also pretty forceful. A lot of people say Fønix is not forceful. It is. Fønix is forceful. Just only 2 moments, which is not a lot, and it's not like sustained. It's only for a brief moment, but, well, I guess, yeah. You have this turn up into like half of a wave turn, but then it twists out again, which really does shine if you sit on the left side of the train. You get whipped upwards and then kind of down again. The left side is just bland, which is why I would recommend to go the back right. Yep, that's the golden spot on this, the back right. And of course you can choose where you want to sit, so sit in a lot of positions, because Fårup actually doesn't get that much of a queue. When I went, it was a pretty rainy day, so there was no queue at all. But even in the sunny days, there's usually only like 10 to 15 minute queue. So get as many rides on Fønix as you can. And after this, the wave turn weird thing, it goes even further down, so it's also a double down. And yeah, the second part of this double down is really good, which then takes us to my favorite part of the ride, this S-bend airtime hill. This S-bend airtime hill gives you so much ejector airtime. It's only a pop still, but it gives you so much. It's insane. That's by far my favorite part of this ride. And a lot of people do be saying that their favorite part is like the big stall loop, although it doesn't do anything with the drop, which I get, but that moment really does shine. Plus the subtle twist. This is the only element I do recommend sitting on the right for. Everything else is going to be better on the left side of the train. The right side, this is better, because you get more whipped and more like turned laterally. Then you have that iconic corkscrew through the station, which I guess it's just a corkscrew. It doesn't do anything really. Cool thing, you go through the station. If it didn't do that, then it would be way more boring, because it's just a corkscrew, which is your final inversion. You turn up into this kind of outer bank. You turn and then bank out, but you don't like go the opposite way while banking out. It's kind of weird. It's like its own element of itself. Then you have this little drop to the other side. You turn. We have two small camelbacks, but they only give ejector pops. You have this wave turn, which also gives you an ejector pop, and you have this weird airtime turn, which gives you no airtime whatsoever. You'd think you'd get airtime, but you get nothing. You get no airtime, and that's when you hit the brakes. Overall, pretty good, like, ride time. It's not too short, it's not too long. Plus, that lift hill is fast, so you're not, like, sitting there in suspense. That lift hill, I believe it takes, like, 15 seconds or up there, which is pretty fast, I would say. And overall, the ride is just great. I've been there multiple times, and the operations have been great every single time. The workers are great on Fønix. They are so good. They're so cool, and like, they just know how to make you smile. They're saying "have a good ride" before they dispatch, which is really, really nice, and really cool. And it just shows. Like, it just shows all of it. Now, for theming, it's not themed at all. It's stylized. There's some buildings which are like, okay, the station is the only thing I'd say themed, but the station could use some lights and some sound. That entire area of Fønix needs sound. There's no sound except for the coaster going throughout its track and roaring and people talking. I would also like to see a restaurant here because there's nothing. There's a little platform you can go out to where you can see Fønix. It's like a viewing platform. It's pretty cool and nicely thought of. There is a building, like, before you even get into the Fønix area, that shows your pictures. There is the maintenance bay, which is themed from the outside, and that's basically it. Nothing else. And of course there's the Fønix sign that also says 0 to 5 minutes or 10 to 15 on that sign, which is pretty cool. And of course, this is the prototype Wildcat model, but people don't really know it's a Wildcat. Like, when people say it's a prototype, they're like, but Lek Coaster came out first. Yeah, they're different models. Lek Coaster, I believe, is their Blitz model, and this is their Wildcat model. I don't know what the difference is. Vekoma just called them different models, but they use the same train. And Lek Coaster has a longer train because Fønix only has 4, which is also quite nice that it only has 4. Like, sometimes with too long of a train, it just gets weird. Like, then the middles are going to be really repetitive. Here, it's like, the back is better, but the front is also really nice and really good. And the trains just look so fantastic. Good job on Vekoma for making probably one of my favorite train designs ever. They look so sick. But I would actually want this to have the trains of Taiga at Lenamaki, because that is legit a bird that looks like fire. But yeah, it looks insane. And of course, this review is totally my own opinion. And well, that's basically it. So the final score for Fønix, meaning Phoenix in English, is going to be 8 out of 10. It has the smoothness, and it has some intense moments, and it has ejector airtime pops. It needs sustained ejector airtime, and it needs a bit better capacity, and it needs a general theming to be a perfect 10 out of 10. That's it for this shit. Hope you have a good day. Bye.